I didn't fight my way through a battalion of parademons to be told to calm down!
And they say I got a temper.
You have me at a loss, Mr.
My name is Orion. I fled from the fire pits of Apocalypse to warn you. He's coming.
Who is?
Darkseid.
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the DC fan site with plot synopsis and character bios for this story. So we're going to be looking at Orion number 19 from 2001 by Walt Simonson, penciler and inker, and then the great John Workman Jr. is your letterer. This is part of a what would I say? An event, a Joker centric event called Last Laugh. It was part of a 2001 storyline at the check out the DC fan site if you have more questions on it. It's not something that we are in sense covering, but a great cover nonetheless with Simonson here. So we are in Metropolis here. Simonson is so great at giving you as much information as possible with as little detail as possible. He is incredibly good at that. John Workman Jr., you can see his letters, his S, his R, those are just staples. I take also his C. He's got, if you look at the C here, so I have stolen, for lack of a better word, but really homaged. I practice the C, the R, and the S. So when I letter my comic book that I'm working on, I use that. So, all right. So we got these people here trying to get rid of some homeless people here. So rise and shine, Swifty. It's your evening wake-up call. Huh? I just paid you guys Saturday. Jingles up in your rent, he says. So, you got a great alley here, pal. Fish market next door, good public transportation. Cross ventilation in the summer, the restaurant's heat register in the winter. $20. Perfect. Or he says, perfect. But that's all I got. It's early. Get out there and show some hustle. Geez, lazy bums. Think they're on welfare or something? We just got time to rouse wackos 2 blocks over. So what do you think of Pink Flyer in the 4th? So they're kind of being a little bit mean here. And this guy's like, grumble. Because I'll have to head over to Market Street. Should be able to scare up a few bucks there. I swear one of these days. And then you can see some energy beam there. And then our title, Laugh and the World Laughs With You. So here comes Orion. Great. When Simonson decided how to draw, he could have just put in some kind of action or some kind of... This is so great. This just him sitting almost like in the fetal position. So I was forgot to add, Bob Wysek is the inker. So Simonson is not doing double duty. Well, he's doing double duty, not triple duty. So he's not inking it. Of course, the New Gods are created by Jack Kirby. Real quick, I own all the issues that I'm showing you. I own. I just choose to do digital because it's just so much easier rather than setting up the camera or anything like that and then just have you look at it. It's just easier this way. So this does not appear to be a boom tube, because normally a boom tube you see boom. Instead you see this screech. So like I said, it doesn't appear to be a boom tube. So this guy's looking and says, "Light's fading." It's some guy just lying on his side. Kind of looks like it is. That's Orion, one of the good guys. Used to be with the JLA or something. So, and you can see here, he's looking sort of dazed here. He's in a bad way too. And then he asks him, "How you doing, pal?" "Glassy eyes, no fever. You been fighting, pal? Need a place to hide?" So, just keeps asking him questions. Says he looks shell shocked because this guy was a vet, so he knows and recognizes it. So here you can see someone's, or that he says the Bobbsey twins are coming back, and then he grabs Orion and says, "All right, you're coming with me." So it's gonna take him. Says, "I got a nice cozy card box where nobody'll find you, give you a chance to get together again," he says. So now we're in Alaska here. It says here the Rat Island. And of course, there's bad weather up there, and another. Looks also like a boom tube, this one, though, but it says boom. So, all right. "Free," says this jokerized thing. "By the fire of apocalypse, I'm free at last. The scent of the sea fills my nostrils. A stolen mother box of New Genesis has transported me out of a bondage." So it was a boom tube. So, this creature here is called Slig. So, anyway, "Now the open ocean lies before me, and through its agency I will summon all elemental powers of one of Darkseid's elite. Slig of the Deep Six is home. I have tasted the humiliation of a mortal dungeon, bound by chains that even I could not break. I owe these puny mortals a reckoning of fury." And you can see him here. "And though the days of my confinement were as nothing to a god, I was hung for interminable hours in front of a primitive box of endless prattling heads, especially one called Oprah." So he was put in watching TV. "For that alone, I shall gift this world with a new destiny, and I will take that destiny from the mad box itself." So, and he here is looking at they showed like a thing with Batman versus the Joker, and he sees this Jokerized fish. So, according to the box, the Joker once transformed the fish around Gotham City into a likeness of himself. An excellent jest. So that was back in Detective Comics 475. What a wonderful irony that now the Joker himself engineered a massive jailbreak after giving all the prisoners his face. And so that's again that last laugh event. "In his honor, I will use my powers of transmutation to change this world forever. It will be a cosmic joke. It will be Slig's last laugh. For the gods are unforgivably fickle. However, in gratitude to my deliverer, I will grant the Joker a quick death, unlike the rest of these wretched mortal scum. Now shall all debts be paid." And so, "Arise, you creatures of the sea, and feel Slig's transforming touch as it ripples across the oceans, and brings a new revelation." So, great panel. I love Simonson's art. Simonson is in my top 5, I would say. Every time I lack inspiration drawing, I just take a look at his stuff, and then I'm like, yep. So, and you can see Slig here. Great, God, he's such a great. By the way, Bob Wasek, the inker for this, was also Simonson's inker in throughout most of his X Factor runs. So, all right, so now we got some fishing ships here. So, this guy says, Alvin, this is Billy over on the Seafin. I've got something on the horizon southwest. Oh, wait, southeast. Lights may be moving this way and fast. I don't recognize. It's heading right for us. And then you see these lights here. It's blinding. I can't see. Mayday. Mayday. So, now 2 days later. So, in this here, this guy's making Orion some burgers. And, well, these burgers are about done. Is he giving them to him? Did he mash them up? So, I don't know. You never know. So they're kind of just, or he's just kind of talking to him. So, and suddenly, he goes, sniff, sniff. You smell something burning? Huh? And all of a sudden, boom, or like these things appear. And then a note. So, well, apparently somebody knows you're here. It says for Orion in case you need clockworks. So, and so outside someone's calling him. You know, this is a big little box. So, anyway, so this guy says, geez, Kenny, scream louder, will you? I don't think the dead are awake yet. What's the racket? And he says, ain't you heard, Gene? It's all over the news. All hell's breaking loose in the Pacific. A whole fishing fleet's disappeared up in the Bering Sea. Coast Guards found oil slicks, a couple of life preservers, and a little debris, but that's it. Plus, there's some nutty story about mutated fish with the Joker's face turning up everywhere as far as Australia. There's even rumors of tidal waves swamping some Polynesian islands. Whole villages are being swept away. And there's unconfirmed reports about a supertankers being sunk, rammed by giant monsters. A lot of monsters. It's like the end of the world. Gotta run. Catch you later if there is a later. So, anyway, these guys come back here, and you can see, guess what, Swifty? We're back. So, now we're in Apocalypse here. Mortala is being summoned by Darkseid here. She says, you sent for me, sire? And Darkseid says, I have seen your report regarding Orion, Mortala. And Mortala says, I failed you, my lord. Set free your wrath and punish me as I deserve. So, is that a tear, Mortala? I will have no shedding of tears. None of us foresaw that Orion would successfully master the end-to-life equation. And Mortala says, if I could have made him love me, sire, that would not have mattered. I never met anyone like him before. And Darkseid says, I do not doubt it. My son is no ordinary god. Here is your father box. It too has been shaken by the encounter. Succor it. You will both recover. Fear not, there will be another time, another place. And so Darkseid's being awfully nice. So, my lord, there's something else you should know. He says, yes, it's Desaad, he's dead. And he's like, what, again? So, man, this Darkseid's like really nice. So, I told you Jingles was racing your tariff. That'll be another 20. But you guys were just here a couple days ago. I haven't got it. I've been busy recently. Haven't had time to hustle. Gee, that's too bad, Swifty. Because now, me and Fisheye, we're going to have to trash your house. But I got to guess, what? Another squatter? Boy, Jingle's really going to be steamed. That's double you owe us. And so, Fisheye, get him out of here now. So, he goes in there to go retrieve. And suddenly you see Urk. So, and all of a sudden you see him being sent out. Again, Simonson, great art. So, and here comes Orion, who looks very mad. And he says, this man has befriended Orion. If ever I return, I expect to find him here. If I do not, I will reprove you severely. Do I make myself clear? And they're like, yes, sir. And so he says, sorry they woke you. Next time, could you let him put me down before you deck him? I will consider it. I heard something as in a dream. So, so he goes, mutated ships, foundering destructive monsters from the deep. And he says, yep. And he says, a story that sounds all too familiar. And he says, where? That way, the Pacific Ocean. It can only be one of the Deep Six, probably Slig. It sounds as though he has outdone himself this time. Good. A foe worthy of an angry god, perhaps even a last battle. An old warrior one old warrior to another. Unlike you, I am unable to forsake the call to arms. It seems my only salvation, but your kindness will never be forgotten. He says, sure, stop anytime. My home is your home. So, so here comes Orion. He's got the same thing. This is what scot-free Mr. Miracle uses. So, and so at the Panama Canal here, this guy's reading the paper and suddenly he says, Madre de Dios means Mother of God. I say that phrase all the time. And sees this strange whale, huge whale, I guess, and just destroys everything. And so now we're in Gotham City. And so, and the Joker's currently in this prison here. He's looking at this. And Joker says, gee, boss, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. And Joker says, Scrambles, would you be so kind as to pull that handle against the wall? Sure, boss, this one? And yes, please. And this big thing falls on him. He goes, thank you, Scrambles, because he questioned the Joker. And then he continues here. He goes, maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh, the Joker. So, thus ends our issue. However, there is a backup story, so we'll go in here. So our backup is called The Art of the Deal. It is drawn by Eddie Campbell, who drew, with Alan Moore, the one with Jack the Ripper. I really forgot the name of it. It was made into a movie with Johnny Depp. Oh my God, From Hell. So he is the artist on From Hell with Alan Moore here. So, like I said, Walter Simonson still draws it, and John Workman Jr. is the letterer. So, Metropolis, Old Town. And so we have a strip bar here. And so we got these two people here. It says here, nobody's here for the food. And so these people are walking in with a briefcase here, and here we see our credits. And so they sit with them as this exotic dancer. And so use bills, non-sequential numbering as arranged. And so they open them up and they give them this key. 19th Street, the alley 100 yards east of Wilder, Acme, Haulage. It's fully loaded. And so they say, it's a pleasure doing business with you, gentlemen. And so, and he looks, jerks. Couldn't be more obvious if they was wearing neon signs. So these guys leave with the suitcase with money. And outside he goes, looks good. Be seeing ya. And he kind of walks in there and presses like a button. Out comes a thing. And he says, this is Blue Boy. Exchange completed. Tender feet heading for the van now. Interdict or not. Over. So. And so, Apocalypse, where it is always night. Darkseid, master of Apocalypse, whose heart is blacker than the sky. And so, this guy comes in and says, 1,000 pardons, Lord. And he says, That depends, Blight. What is it? And Blight says, we have been monitoring negotiations between Intergang and certain anonymous parties who are trying to acquire apocalyptian weaponry. Great dark side here. Really cool. Eddie Campbell. I am familiar with just a few of his work, but not very much. So, but solid inker. Love that. I love that thick brush. So, the parties are well informed and well financed. We have their money. The arms they have purchased are exceptionally powerful. Powerful enough to warrant a review. Possibly even an interdiction. And Darkseid says, who is it? The organization is efficiently cloaked, but the principal is called Arnicus Wolfgang, a business mogul who controls a variety of legal, semi-legal, and non-legal activities. Real quick, what does Darkseid want Earth money for? Anyway, he looks to be a rather run-of-the-mill kingpin of crime, but an interesting addendum in his file. And Darkseid asks, or says, which is his apparent age. It seems somewhat variable and much longer than that of an ordinary mortal. There hasn't been any reason to research his point of origin, but he's probably a leech class 2. And Darkseid says, why does he want the weaponry? And Blight says, his agents have been inquiring rather closely into Orion's background, sire, with particular attention being paid to his power level and his fight with you. And Darkseid says, hunting for a donor? And Blight says, it seems likely. Very well. No interdiction. See to it. No interdiction, sire? So I had to look up interdiction because that is a big freaking word. Interdiction is the action of prohibiting or forbidding something. So he's saying no. So he prohibits it or not prohibit it? I don't know. So I have said it. You have a question? No, no, sire. No, thank you, sire. And he goes here. Orion, it is time to find out if there's anything left of you, my son. And if some mortal wishes to take that risk, so much better. And so, Metropolis, Thursday night, 3:14 a.m. The truck was lost in the city byways in 5 minutes. The rain lasted another 2 days, and we got the end of the backup story. So, all right, folks, Orion number 19, Walt Simonson with Bob Wysack, and the letters by the great John Workman Jr. with a backup drawn by Eddie Campbell. Like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.